Hello, Karen. I'm thrilled to see you on this beautiful, in my world, balmy Thursday.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like 53 degrees and that's in Bend. But how are you doing? And how is the weather where you are?
No, I am wonderful. Not okay, I'm fine. I am in beautiful Sheffield, Alabama, where it is 61 degrees.
Oh, damn, nice.
I know. It got up to 70 this week, and I was just like, oh, thank God. It's the only
Heaven.
reason the South should exist. And yeah, no, I'm good. It is wonderful to see you. Okay, are we okay? Are we scratchy on microphones? Everybody will get this microphone check.
Oh,
Am I scratchy at all?
you're not scratchy at all? Am I scratchy? A little
I
bit?
don't, yes, but I don't know if it might be me.
Okay,
Maybe I'm scratching to
I'm
myself.
gonna do this situation and then we'll see.
Like a cowboy hat. Like, oh, I
I'm
like
like a
that one
little
more.
cowboy hat. Yeah, like that. Okay. You
Ooh,
don't
I like
sound
it.
scratchy. That's better. Yeah?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Okay. No, we're amazing. Cowgirls. Yes. With our wired headset. Yes, listeners, you probably noticed that our sound it might not be as
Um,
clear as usual. That's okay. We're going mic free today and we're just making it work. So yes. So Karen, I'm so glad to see you in your beautiful Sheffield environment where there is a over your, I guess it is your left shoulder, there looks to be like a nice impressionist painting of a snowy scene and or something.
wow. Yes. And it's one of those things that like I am in my grandparents' house so much that like I literally, if you had shown me a picture of that painting and been like, is this in your grandparents' house? I'd have been like, no.
That's so true. I get that.
I mean, like, and this is the room in the house. I'm in the living room. This is the room in the house where we were never allowed as children.
Oh, okay. That's like the
It,
fancy room.
oh my gosh. This is the like company is here. Company we like is here. Plastic all in all of the furniture. No one ever came in this room. And I don't know when it happened that my grandmother like had this awakening around like, oh, everybody's taking the plastic off. We're all just sitting in this room. But yeah, so it's like also looking around like, oh, okay, that's what's in here. Great.
Yeah. It's like, wait, I've been in this house so many times and yeah, I couldn't tell you about the snowy scene in the picture frame. That's so interesting. I find that like, okay, I have a little tangent. Like, I guess it's not a tangent because it's related to what you're saying, but I do think it's interesting to think about like how houses are constructed these days versus or how they're used these days versus how they were used when you're talking about like being a child and not being able to go into your living room because like like plastic on furniture. What is the origin of that? I mean, what? And then B, like I guess I just also wonder there's always a room in a house that's like over 40 years old. I feel like there's always a room that no one used. Like for the house that my mom lives in, which is the house I grew up in, has a formal dining room. That's actually what we call it, a formal dining room. I think I have eaten there I mean, twice, maybe, like in my life. And what I don't even know, maybe once. And like it was because it was like overflow for a party or something like that. And so like now when people have homes, they don't have rooms that people don't use. Like that just seems like very counterintuitive. Like why have extra space? I don't know. Anyway, random aside.
Mm. No, you're totally right. And it's something I completely took for granted. Like, because everybody, I mean, I have a ton of relatives down here,
Yeah,
and they all have some version of this room in their
totally.
homes. You're exactly right. Like,
What
you
is it
never
about
came in
that?
here. I don't know. And it also, somewhere there's an architecture historian who is going to know the answer to these questions. You
Yes.
also just reminded me. So, in your time in Chicago, I can't talk about it without laughing. So, people who grew up in Chicago, I will just say this, grew up with the front room.
Oh yeah.
And I was a full-on adult before I knew that it was the front room.
Oh,
Like I grew up thinking it was spelled like FRONCH room, front room. Like,
brunch
oh,
room.
it's the front room. Yeah, that is some deep Chicago accent happening there, the
Oh
front
my,
room.
because it's a Chicago accent saying the word front and it's French.
Well, yeah, the French room.
Front room. Just going into the front room. Also, is there plastic on the furniture in the front room? Are you
A
allowed to go
thousand
to the front
percent.
room? Okay, so
Oh
it's an
no.
off limits. Front room
Correct.
is off limits. Got it.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow. I always thought that when you said front room or front room, it was always like the kind of like the, I don't even know what it's called, kind of like the screened in porch type of room.
Ooh.
Is that what you meant? Or is it like, oh no, no,
Mm-mm.
no, no, no. Okay.
Oh no, like in my house, like on the south side when we were growing up, it was like it was the living room. It was like the like this kind of this version of that room. It was like the first room that you came into when you came into the house was the front room.
Got it. Was that room also like, did you come, now this is getting in the weeds, but like, did you come in the front door all the time through the front room, or did you come in the back? Because my grandmother grew up in a house in Michigan, but I wonder if there's similarities in terms of a front room because she had a front room in that house. It's called 382. It's the name of it's the address number. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the point is that like we never came through that front door. That front door was only for like fancy company. We would come through like the kitchen in the back. And that was basically the front door for the family. Does that make sense?
Yes, we have the exact same thing in this house. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the front door, again, I don't even know when we started using the front door. We always came in through the carport, which is another very Alabama thing to have carport. Not a garage, a carport.
So it just is like an awning over where you should park?
Correct.
Got it. I love how you just so seamlessly just like ease right into the Southern accent. Seriously, Karen. I mean, you could really like you could be the voiceover actress for a like someone who's from Chicago and also from the South. Like you just you'd be really, really good.
Oh my God. I really appreciate that. I mean, as I've mentioned, you can't really do anything down here. It's just easier because I would spend all of my time repeating myself.
Oh.
Right. Like, I'm here for Mr. Paul Cole. Excuse me, I'm here for Mr. Cole. I mean, it's just easier. Right.
Oh. So
Like,
you
yeah,
have to transition into that. Like that's like a
yeah,
survival skill.
it is. Yeah, no, it just makes life so much easier.
That makes a lot of sense. That
Yep.
makes so much sense. Also, if any listeners know the origin of plastic on furniture, I genuinely would be interested. Or maybe I'll just do like a 3-second Google search and come back next week and just be like, by the way, for those people hanging on the edge of their plastic covered seats, I'm here for it.
Ooh, okay. Speaking of a follow-up, seamless segue.
Segue, yes.
Sweetie, catch us up on the reveal.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so for everyone listening who did listen, hopefully you have listened to our previous episode from last week. If not, stop right now and just go back to it. It's all about being visible. We both were talking about how, well, you were mentioning how you were doing these amazing reels for the Feminist Writer Society. And then I was mentioning that I have this photo shoot and I was very cryptic about it. And I was like, I might release the photos. I'm not really sure. And they're all about me loving my body at post hysterectomy and da da da. Anyway, so I did it. I released them, and it has now been 2 days since I released them.
Oh
And I put
gosh.
them into a reel on my Instagram that was accompanied by like a very lengthy description of kind of why they are meaningful to me. I will say, Karen, that like I was 100% terrified. No, that's not true.
Mm.
7,000% terrified. Like I really was. I mean, but then I also felt like I've been thinking about this for so long. I think really the lead up to me like kind of posting the photos, I just couldn't get it out of my mind. And I was like, if I don't do this, I'm going to be continually thinking about this. And I need to just like move on. It's like now that I've done it, I want to just do the next thing and I want to like grow in a different way. And I like, it's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's behind me, but it's just something that like, okay, that's helping me grow. And I was pushing myself behind. I was like, I had this wall that I was like coming up against. And I was like, I need to do it. I want to do it. I really, really want to be visible. I want to do it. And then I was like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh, this is so terrifying. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm doing it. And I like opened the door and then I did it. And like the response has been tremendous. Honestly, Karen, it's been so amazing. Thank you for your wonderful screaming text. I was so happy to hear from you. And then I've gotten a lot of texts from other people. And I actually went on a walk with a friend here in Bend this morning. And I mean, she's amazing. She was basically telling me about how she struggles so much with loving her body, like so much. And it was just, it made me sad. Like it was, she was like, well, what do you feel like? Did you, she basically was like, when you took these photos, and for people who don't know what I'm talking about, basically this was like a, how would you say? Like it was like a clothing, it was, there wasn't as much clothing as I normally wear. I
Um,
guess. Like how would you
there
say?
were various varying degrees of yes. Yeah.
Of undress. I mean, there was no like actual like, like full like you're not seeing much actually in the photos, but like they're PG for Instagram, but it was very clear that there was nothing on underneath. And she was just like, how she's like, I saw your photos. That's so courageous of you. And she's like, I could never do that. Like I would need everything to be airbrushed, and then I would tell them to make different, like poses in different positions and that kind of thing. And it made me sad, but it also made me grateful that she was being honest. I was like, yeah, totally. I'm like, look, I am also like, I am really feeling, I actually mentioned you, Karen, because I was like, because this person doesn't know me super well. And I was like, or hasn't known me for very long. And I told her about like how I have written about body acceptance and how you and I did an event about that. And that's like what actually ignited our friendship and all of that. And I was like, and also I'm like, yeah, I'm a person in the world. Like just because I'm putting myself out there like that and like, covering myself up with a sheet and like doesn't mean I'm not thinking the same thoughts that all of us have, and it's just like, but I don't know, it was amazing. Like the response has been really incredible. I mean, I'm very lucky. I've only gotten positive responses. And so yeah, it's been nice.
Oh, I was so excited. Like I started my screaming text, like so excited to see it. And it's like one of those things too that like, the Instagram algorithm is a tricky bitch and you just don't know what you're gonna see. And it was like literally the first thing I saw when I opened Instagram and I was so excited. I like literally screamed, just like, oh my God, she did it, she did it, she did
Oh
it.
my
Like,
God.
oh, they're just so beautiful. And I feel like you said that, you described them, but they're so much more beautiful and artful and like expressive than even I could imagine. And I really honestly feel like everyone in the world should do some version of that because
Yes.
your joy is palpable, right? Like
Yes.
this, like in the sensuality, like not in a sexual way, but just like it's palpable, like in a body, you are embodying your body way is like palpable in these photos. And it's just so joyous and oh, so cool.
Thank you, Karen. I really appreciate that. That means so much to me. And like, I totally agree with you in terms of everyone doing it for themselves. Like, even if you don't share it or if you just, whatever it is, like, even the act of getting in front of a camera to honor yourself and only for yourself is a very liberating experience. And it's like, it's definitely, I mean, that was an enormous part of it. Yes, obviously, like sharing it is really nice, but it's like, the experience is actually like being in it. Like the experience is like, oh, I'm worth having a photo of myself in this way. Like it's like, I totally agree with you. It was very, very liberating. And like you're right about the artfulness of it. I mean, so my photographer, her name is also Karen, and her name is Karen Pride. She lives in Portland, and she is just, I mean, yeah, she's like super, super, super talented. And like it was just me being with her was just such a safe environment too. And so it's like a couple of my friends were like, "Oh my gosh, you're doing a boudoir shoot." And I was like, "Actually, no, it's the opposite of that." Like, and even though I am like basically naked in these photos, like it doesn't, at least to me, feel like it's like for someone else or for a romantic interest or like I don't, it's like I'm not turning toward the proverbial male gaze type of thing. Like it's like it's about me. So, but that's also her talent. I mean, she's incredible. So, yeah, I hope she gets more business out of it, honestly.
I know. Well, and it's also, I mean, nothing against boudoir shoots. I know
Of
people who have
course
gotten
not.
them like I also like it conjures an image of like you said, the male gaze and lace teddies and this like kind of like, you know what I mean? It's just a very specific genre of
Totally.
photography that this is not.
Totally. But also, I completely agree with you in terms of like honoring that as well. And like, there's so much beauty in boudoir shoots. And like, I have friends who have had incredibly liberating experiences having boudoir shoots. And so it's like, that's also beautiful. It was just not my journey in this situation. So, but yeah, being visible in that way, is terrifying. And also like it was great. Like I'm glad I did it. And what's so interesting is like I've been trying to figure out, I know I haven't talked about it publicly on the pod, but like I'm in like a transitional period with work right now and I really don't know what I'm doing. And one of the people who follows me on Instagram is a friend of mine, kind of like she's a friend, but she's, not like in my close circle, but she's kind of attached to my close circle. And she texted me yesterday and she was like, "Hey, would you have any interest in coming to Palm Springs in
Mm.
March with me? Because I'm going to this like summit that's like this like conference basically for like creative entrepreneurs and like small business owners, and it's primarily female." And I was like, whoa. And here's the thing, Karen, like in no way do I think that like my photo shoot, like I did it for something, it to lead to something, but like I don't think there's a coincidence, this person asking me and like me showing up in that way for her to be like, "Hey, I want you to come. I want to like you to share this Airbnb with me," like with a few other people. But I was just like, I think it's just when you kind of put yourself out there and show like, "Hey, this is me," you do attract some stuff. And so that hopefully is also aligned. I mean, there could be riffraff in there as well, but hopefully the Palm Springs trip thankfully is aligned. So I'm doing it.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
I'm excited.
Damn. Oh, I love Palm Springs. That is so badass. It's so true. I know we've talked about this too. Like that, the law of attraction is real. Like when
Yes.
you are on the path you were supposed to be on, all kinds of things come your way
It's so
in
true.
response.
It
Yeah.
is so, so true. So yeah, so that's thank you for asking and thanks for being so kind about it, about my photo shoot. But yes, that is, yeah, that's what's happening in my life. And I would love to know though, on like the edge of my seat about what's happening in Sheffield at the Clarion Inn. You were like, I'm talking about this at, well, you also mentioned that you had a mug of something that you wanted to mention.
Yeah. So I wanted to make this confession
Okay.
because we have at least one listener, Lori. Lori, I love you. Who I Lori messaged me. Lori writes for Rebellious and
Oh,
takes
nice.
gorgeous photos and is like one of the like Rebellious OGs, and uh messaged me really early in the morning, and I was like admiring her like being up so early, and she said something about caffeine, and I and she said something about like me giving it up. She listened to the pod. She was like, "Oh yeah, I'm so impressed you and Katie gave up caffeine." And then I was like, "Oh, Lori, shit, I gotta come clean. I'm back on the junk. This is a large McDonald's Diet Coke."
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, is it bad that I want to cheer for you, Karen? Like I do. I kind of do. I mean, how are you
Um,
feeling like about it? Like how is this experience landing for you?
okay, so I'm on this journey. I will just name that still. And here's what I've discovered is the problem.
Okay.
One cup of coffee, I feel awake, I feel alive, I feel creative, I generative. I'm like, okay, yes, let's do this. I'm ready to take on the day. Well, if one cup of coffee feels this good, surely two cups of coffee will feel twice as good.
Oh
And that's
God.
not how the math is not mathing. That's not how that shit works.
Oh.
Diminishing returns, right? Like I should always just stop at whatever. There is a threshold, right? That like whatever that rush of caffeine is that like gives me the rush without a crash and
Yeah.
without anxiety and feeling jittery and vibrating all day. But I don't know what that threshold is, and I have not successfully stayed under
Oh
it.
no. Oh no, I'm so sorry, but that's so real because you're right. It's like having a little thimble of coffee, like, being an Italian and having like a little espresso type of thing. Like that's probably the most ideal scenario, but it's like to not, yeah, but you're right. It's like being at the casino. It's like, "Ooh, I just scored the jackpot. Why wouldn't I bet all of the money that I just raised to score the jackpot again?"
Correct. Yeah, exactly. It's no, I need to call it. I need to be cut off.
How
It's
is
been, yeah,
it's been what?
Oh no, I was gonna say, it's been necessary this week, I will say. Um, I mean the drive down here, all of the things, but yeah, I'm gonna have to cut back at some point again.
Oh, is it like, do you find that your sleep is being impacted at all?
Oh, Katie, I'm an addict. Yes, of
Oh,
course. Did that stop me from finishing my Diet Coke at 11:30 last night? No,
no.
it did not. No.
I mean, the thing is, it's like we're human. We got to give ourselves a break, you know? Like yeah, I'm with you. I have to be honest with you as well. I have to confess. So when I was in Portland and after the day of my photo shoot, I was like, I need to, oh, are you okay? Oh, you're good. If you
Sorry,
want to
I'm
move to
just
a different
moving.
location, yeah, move, move, move. It's totally fine. I'll
Sorry.
just cut. No worries. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Oh no, you have to leave this in, the
Okay.
absurdity of our lives.
Oh my God. Friends, you are on the ride with us. We are making it work. Oh my goodness. I have these new glasses and I really think I look like a frog. They're green. This isn't helping people with audio, but I look a
You
little bit
don't,
like a frog.
you
Tyler's like,
don't
you
look
look
like
like
a
a
frog.
turtle. I was like, yeah, maybe a turtle. I don't know. He wasn't being mean. He was just like, he's like, I don't think a frog is the right thing. But anyway. Oh my gosh, Karen, are you okay in that room?
Yes, hold on. Wait, I'm gonna go off video again. Hold on, sorry.
Okay, okay. Anyway, back to my turtle vibes. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not sure if I like these glasses. We'll see how it goes. There's also, yeah, I keep sending back glasses and they keep sending me more because I'm getting exchanges and I'm like, I don't think I can keep doing that in good conscience because it's like custom prescriptions. Anyway, hope we haven't lost all of our listeners. And my, oh look, that's a beautiful bedspread. It's a beautiful
Isn't
quilt.
it?
Yeah,
Oh
it's
wait,
really
okay, let
pretty.
me cover up the laundry. That's not
Oh
my
my God, don't
laundry.
worry. I can't even see it. Don't worry.
Oh my gosh. I either look really tall or really short. Actually, this looks like a virtual background.
It does. Actually, you look like you're green screened right now. Yeah. You totally do.
I don't know why that is, but
It's all right. We're here for it. I don't remember what we were talking about at all, but
oh
yeah.
God, I'm sorry.
No, don't be
Caffeine.
sorry. Oh
Mm,
yes. Oh, and then I have a
confession.
confession. Okay. So I
Yes.
was in Portland and I was like, I'm so proud of myself for doing this photo shoot. I'm gonna go out for Indian food. So I go out for Indian food, which is like my favorite Indian restaurant in Portland. It's called Bollywood Theater. Anyone who goes to Portland, please do not ever leave without going to Bollywood Theater. It's incredible. It's not a theater, it's just the name of the restaurant. Anyway, point is, get the tally plate, whatever. Anyway,
Oh,
just text me if you go to Portland. Anyway, the point is that in the space right next to the Bollywood Theater is Salt and Straw, which Salt and Straw is a Portland-based ice cream company that it's an ice cream shop. They have locations in San Francisco. Really some of the best ice cream I've ever had. And did I have ice cream? Fuck yeah, I did. And then I was like, whatever, it's totally fine. So now I've been kind of like slowly having more. So like when Lucy died, our neighbors, they gave us an entire chocolate cake from our favorite our favorite grocery store, which was so kind in Bend. It's this place called Market of Choice. And did we eat the shit out of that? Fuck yeah, we did. And I was like, it doesn't like whatever. So now I'm trying to like wean off, but like I'm realizing that
yeah,
the bacteria that grows in your stomach when you're having a lot of refined sugar is loving life right now. And so all it wants is more sugar. And
right.
so I did the other day, like Tyler and I over the weekend, I was like, let's go rock climbing because we've been rock climbing lately. And he had like a full-on panic attack at the rock climbing gym. Like he was just like, I'm gonna die, you're gonna die. This rope is stupid. How are we gonna do this? I was like, you're really cool. You're totally fine. He's like, this is a lot. I was like, we're gonna keep going. And then at the end, I was like, the whole time, all I'm thinking is like, I'm just needing to emotionally eat right now because your anxiety is rubbing off on me and I'm becoming anxious. So obviously, I just need chocolate cake. So we went to Market of Choice and got more chocolate cake. Cut to 12 hours later when I am in the middle of the night waking up with like full on like hellacious nightmares. So I wake up the next
Oh
morning and I was
no.
like, oh, hey, I'm like, so forgot that little piece of, detail that like yet sugar not only gives me anxiety and depression fun, it also gives me like the worst nightmares. And I told him about the nightmares and they're too dark to even talk about on the pod. And like he was like, "Okay, well, we're done with sugar now." And I was like, "Damn it." So
Oh,
yeah, but really the truth is I'm not done. I went over to a friend's
oh
place for pizza last night and I had oatmeal raisin cookie.
no.
I know.
Oh,
Those bacteria are rearing their ugly heads right now.
oh
Anyway,
my gosh. The joy though.
so
The
much joy.
joy. I mean, you and I were talking earlier about Girl Scout cookies,
Yes.
and longtime listeners know I've been on this 4 year, almost 4.5 year way of eating journey and had cut like everything and was ordering these Girl Scout cookies. Like, am I really gonna act like I'm never gonna have a Thin Mint again for the rest of my life? No.
Oh,
I can't eat a whole sleeve of them in one sitting, but I just gotta learn to like, I can just have one and put it back in the freezer.
totally, totally. Tuxedo Thin Mints going to a home near you soon. Seriously. We just need one Thin Mint to be delivered every night.
I got the perfect temperature. Like it'll come in its own
Yes.
little like,
Do you like frozen Thin Mints? Are you
oh
one of
yeah,
those that put, oh, you do.
oh
See,
yeah.
I have a hard time with freezing Girl Scout cookies. I don't know why. I feel like I
Mm.
can't taste them as well. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't,
You love
mm,
it.
I
Everyone loves
do.
it. It's totally a thing.
I have traditionally that is how I've eaten them, but I haven't had Girl Scout. I don't even know the last time I had a Girl Scout cookie. So, TBD, when mine arrive in 2 to 15 business days, which was the delivery window, this
Okay.
racket.
Also, $6 a box is a racket.
Yeah, no, $6 a box. And as I told you, when you order them online, and which I have to because I ordered them from my coworker who lives in Atlanta, you have to buy at least 4 boxes to get delivery.
Wow. I mean, Girl Scouts are raking it in. Like that is, I really wonder what the revenue is of Girl Scout cookies per year. I bet it's tremendous. I mean, billions, I would imagine.
I do have a friend who works for the Girl Scouts who I'm going to see next week. I will ask her.
Oh my gosh, please report back. I'm actually really interested. I mean, I was a Girl Scout as a kid. Like, I think it's great. It's a wonderful organization, but like, also not but anything. It's just like, wow, good for them. They have a product that people crave.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, what's really funny is that like it's just been funny to watch on Slack, like the people looking for Girl Scout cookies and then the people selling them and like watching this like drug dealer like exchange happening and like my coworker whose kid is selling them changed her Slack name to I have Girl Scout cookies.
That's so amazing. That is amazing. I bet her kid is going to get a lot of what is it, patches, I guess, if they sell like, oh gosh, that's so funny.
Patches?
Patches, I
Bad
guess, right?
patches or badges?
Or badges. Because you
Bad.
sew the patch on, but maybe you call it a badge. I don't know. Maybe they don't
Oh,
sew anything anymore. I don't
I
know.
was just about to say these kids don't write cursive. They're not sewing anything.
Yes, exactly. Do they know how to thread a needle? Like, doubtful. Whew, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm really happy that we talked about Girl Scout cookies, and I am very excited not only for the revenue conversation, but also for you to report back on the taste because I might
Yeah.
need to get some.
Oh man.
So good. I completely forgot about what else we were talking about today. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Fallen blank.
It's been a day. Okay. We were going to follow up our being visible conversation with a conversation about being loud.
Yes. Yes. I love this so much. Yes. Take it away.
And inspired by you, really, I think off pod a couple weeks ago. Well, we know we talked about it, I think, on pod, like just this idea of like losing your filter. Like that filter, over a certain age, the filter starts to drop, like in a certain place in your life, situationally, things drop. And I feel like, yeah, you had an experience of being out with people who were like, and you just were like yourself, like
Yes. Yes.
said what you really thought. And people were like, I've never experienced you this way before. And you're like, oh, this is how I am literally all of the time I'm not around you.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, I just feel like I recently have really felt like I don't know what's happened. It could frankly be the caffeine talking, if I'm honest with myself.
Mm.
But I have had more of a willingness to be like, am to confront things as I see them happening, right? Like, am I gonna let this go or am I gonna just like try to head this shit off? And I recently have been like, no, no, we gotta nip this in the bud.
Ooh. So you're saying something when something's not feeling good versus like kind of like waiting or like stuffing it or like how is it manifesting for you?
Uh in like I'm trying to not to, I don't want to say too much. So
Yeah,
I feel
okay.
like
It's just good.
yes, exactly. In it, say you're in a meeting, for instance.
Hypothetical.
Hypothetically, you're in a meeting and someone who is in authority over you is laying out a plan that you're like, nah, I'm not, or a colleague or somebody, you
Mm-hmm.
know, somebody is laying out a plan that involves you, and you're just like, not so much with this. Do I just go along with this? And then I feel like I read the room. I looked around the Zoom room, and everybody was like, or was making a face, or was clearly looking down at their phones, texting each other. And I just was like, I'm not gonna, okay, no,
Yes.
I'm gonna
Got to
say
just
something.
put a stop to it. So you said something.
I did.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so empowering to even hear. Were you nervous to say something? Did you feel good after saying something? Like, how did that feel for you?
Ultimately, I felt good. I feel like the initial reaction to my saying something, and I said something privately, the initial reaction was like some resistance. And I was like, I've crossed a line. It ended up being fine. But I feel like it's that, and I'm gonna let you articulate this because you said it much better, but like it is hard to get loud and to speak a truth and then just like
Yeah.
and to
And
deal with the discomfort of the reaction.
yes, that right there to just like let it sit. Just let it sit. Like, this is my truth, period. Like, if your truth is no, and like that is a complete sentence, period. Like, you don't always have to explain yourself because I find that, I don't know if you feel this way, but like, I find that if I am explaining my truth and I'm really worried about the person who is on the other side of the truth hearing it and like thinking a certain thing, I try to caregive for them. And so I like am scrambling after I say my truth, but like, oh yeah, but you know, like that, like, and then I try to like fill in all the blanks of like what I think is, I'm projecting what they think. And then it's like, wait, I'm doing the double work. I'm working my own self to like actually say my truth, and I'm working so that they don't feel or that they feel comfortable, so I'm caregiving and being empowered, and then it just like drains the shit out of me.
Well, and it's not all of that. Yes. And you end up not being clear,
Yes. Oh, that's very true.
right? Like you, this, there's this like discomfort and you can feel their discomfort and then you have discomfort around it. And the reaction of like, I feel like we all sometimes have the reaction of like, oh God, I want to take that back. And then, I mean, I don't know how many of us can relate to the experience of breaking up with somebody and realizing that like, you didn't actually break up with them successfully because you immediately
Oh,
started to backtrack or some
oh
weird shit.
God. The breakup convo that's not a breakup convo. And then they're like, oh, we're going out on Tuesday, right? And you're like, wait, I thought we were done for life. Like this.
Or that like your intention was done for life, but that you like muddied the waters because you got like awkward about it. And it's like, all right, well, now we have to do this again.
Yes. Yes.
I've
That's
been on both sides of
so
that conversation, I will admit. But yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
so relatable. That like right there. Oh my God, my heart is just like so sad because it's so real to just say the thing and then be like, well, no, but I think I'm gonna offend you by saying the thing. And then it's like, well, wait, it's worse if you're like trying to project. Okay, so I have to say that I don't know how much I want to say about this, but I guess I will just be honest where this happens with Tyler and I all the time. So like he somehow has some gene, it's really annoying, but like he has some gene where he can just say his truth all the time. And maybe it's because he's a white guy. I don't know. Like it's like he just is not afraid. I think that's actually the reason. Like that's just what it is. Also his personality, but like he has not had a lot of pushback in his life. And so he like just says the thing and like and then I'll be like, okay, so I always know exactly what he's thinking at all times. Like it's a gift for me because I'm never like it's never like an opaque, like, do you actually mean this? And he's very literal. Well, if I want to say my truth, I have found, Karen, that I not only minimize my actual physical body, like I hunch over a little. This is totally unconscious, by the way, but I actually speak softer. I've noticed this lately. And so like I'll normally talk to him in like a normal confident voice. And then every once in a while, if I really am trying to say something that I'm like uncomfortable about and it's about him, he'll be like, "Wait, what? Like what did you say?" Because he literally won't hear me because I am not speaking loudly enough. And like that is cellular level like quietness because like I'm not consciously being like, I mean, yes, I'm consciously afraid to say the thing that I want to say that will definitely offend him or like will start a fight or whatever it is. But like I'm not consciously thinking, oh, you need to lower your voice now to a like hardly available level for a human ear. Like it's like, no. And so then the worst thing happens is that when he's like, I don't hear you, and he's being honest, like he actually physically cannot hear me, then I'm like, fuck. And then I'm mad at myself because I'm like, I'm not being loud enough. And then that means that he's really listening and then I'm like, oh my God, I have to say my truth louder. Oh my God, no. Like it's terrifying.
Oh my God. Oh, Katie. Whew. Talk about relatable. Man, that, oh, I'm gonna need a minute with that one because I'm just sure there, man.
I'm sweating. I am sweating.
Oh my God, literally just like, oh God. Like, am I having a hot flash?
I know. Oh, yes. Uh,
Ugh.
like how do you be loud? I mean, like what you just described that you did is so beautiful, Karen, and it gives so much permission to other people to say what they actually mean and to like say it loudly so people can hear literally loudly, like actually like so it can be like heard with the human ear. And it's like here I am, like I'm like hugging myself right now and like I'm like trying to comfort myself, meanwhile sweating. I'm really warm.
Oh God. Yes. So here's a like here's something about this that I am just thinking through again right now. So that moment of like I have to say something or like I'm gonna do it. And recently another example of like just getting into conflict with someone for using a sharper tone than maybe I would usually have used. Both of those instances were in defense or in support of someone else.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like this thing that I was just like, no, was like something that was going to involve a lot of people and a lot of people's time.
Hmm.
And it was like, I cannot let that happen.
Yes.
Right. And so I am also experiencing the hot flash with you and realizing like, I wish I could do that for myself. Like if it was just me, like you're describing, like if it's just my truth or just my whatever, I am way less likely to be like, oh yeah, no, we're shutting that shit down.
Totally, totally. Okay, that's such an important and like profound distinction because I know what you're talking about. It's like, I mean, well, I guess I'm not a mother, but if I were a mother, I can imagine that I would do anything to defend my child. And it's like there were times, very few, but like there were a few times where like someone would say something mean about Lucy, and I would be like, "Oh, bitch! Like here's the wrath of God coming right at you." And so it's just like that didn't happen that many times, but it did happen like a few. And the thing is that she's a dog, or was a dog, so like it's okay. But like the thing is that it's it's so I feel like if I am to speak up for someone else, it feels because it's someone else, it feels valid as hard as that is to say out loud. And it's like sometimes you can think the stuff about yourself is like you second guess like is that valid? Would other people think that? And then it's like wait, no, like my internal barometer is going off the charts right now. I need to say it and then I whisper it.
My God, curl into, oh God, oh no. Oh
Right?
God.
Oh God, it's so fucking real.
Oh my God. The most absurd thing just popped into my head.
Oh my God, please.
Like you and I need like an internal Xena warrior princess
100%.
to defend, to like in these situations to just like jump out and do defend us the way that we are like defending or advocating on behalf of other people.
I love this so much. And because it makes me think of like Beyonce's alter ego, Sasha Fierce. Okay,
Yes.
so here's the thing. I have been thinking about this. Like, it's so amazing that you just mentioned this because I have two friends that actually have alter egos, like two friends in my actual life. So I have a friend who her alter ego is a girl named Nikki. And Nikki is like a no nonsense woman who takes like has gives zero fucks, is like super like adventurous. Like my friend is like kind of introverted and like she like gets scared about different things, and then she's like, well, Nikki's here, so I'm doing all the things, and I'm like, wow, okay, like this is amazing. And then I have a friend also who her alter ego name is Eliza, and Eliza is like this super like she's just super confident and like just like wears amazing outfits. And I mean, these are not people that have like multiple personality disorder. This actually helps them a lot. And it kind of they like legitimately kind of like think about like what would this alter ego do to defend me or to do the thing that I actually know is good for me. Does that make sense?
Oh my God. That is fucking superpower. What?
Right? Exactly. That's exactly what I said. Like my friend who has, okay, my friend with the Nikki alter ego specifically leans on Nikki a lot. And like we're on a text thread, a bunch of my friends together with this woman who her name is not Nicole or anything that has to do with Nikki. But like the point is that she, like our friends are sometimes we're like, hey, so like Nikki's kind of coming in hot right now. And she's like, yeah, I need to dial her back. Cause like it's not always a good thing. Like sometimes she does things where she gets in
Mm.
herself into like, I guess I could say like dangerous adjacent situations. And so like there's that. But most of the time, Nikki is like her best advocate. And Eliza, for my other friend, who I won't mention her name because it's too similar to Eliza, is like very she she helps her in so many ways. It's amazing.
Why? What? We should all be doing this. Why are we not all doing this?
I think this might be my homework for before I talk to you next, Karen.
Oh my
Seriously.
God. Oh my
Right?
gosh. I just, my mind is blown. Like, oh my God. Imagine the possibilities.
Infinite. To have someone who is like your constant advocate, your constant like wise voice to just like echo back to you like, hey, like, is that the right thing to say? Or like, what do you really mean? And it's okay to be scared and like rooting you on and loving you through it. And like, yeah, the fact that I have two people, and these are people in my inner circle that like have these alter egos, it's got to be a thing that people do.
Oh my God. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, what was his name? The anger translator, Obama's anger translator.
Oh, I don't,
Lucas, oh, Key and Peele.
oh, yes. Yes.
Lucius, Luther, Luther.
At the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Yes, that was like an ongoing sketch. Like,
Oh,
yes.
really?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
But yes. Oh my gosh. Well, it's really funny because what I'm thinking is like I one of the adulting things that I have realized is that in disagreements, like I now have decided like if I have been drinking, I cannot like I'm not we're not having a heated discussion because I've realized that alcohol is this third party in the room who's like, bitch, you gonna let them say that to you? Like alcohol is not my friend. And that's what I'm thinking. Like in some cases, you do need that like third voice to be like, what did you hear that? Are you gonna whisper that? Oh hell no, right? Like I feel like
Yes. Yes.
sometimes it's a good thing, but yeah, usually literally just described alcohol to someone like that, like who's just like jabbing at you like
Yes.
jabbing at me during a fight. And I'm like, okay, no.
Oh my God, that's so true though. Like I also cannot be drinking at all. Like I have to be like stone cold sober to say my truth and also get into a fight. Also, fights will easily happen if I've been drinking or if people around me have been drinking. And so then I'm like, yeah, maybe
Yes.
this is just not, it's not a good look. It's not a good look for us if we don't want to be fighting.
Uh, oh my gosh. Okay,
Oh
Katie,
my
we're gonna
God.
name our altars.
Yes.
Maybe we should call them that because that's a diagnosable thing.
Oh,
We're
that's
gonna
true.
name.
Oh God. Oh gosh. Oh, is it really? Oh my gosh. Is that like on the DSM? Oh shit. Okay.
Oh yeah, like multiple, like that, like dissociative personality
Oh.
disorder. Like yeah, like that's they're called alters. Like
Oh yeah.
your other
Okay.
personalities.
Okay, I
So
take back all mentions of alters before this like but like these
no,
friends
alter
don't
ego is different.
alter ego. Okay, got it. So like just a different name for a supportive
Mm.
cheerleader.
That is within you. That's what I also like about it, is like
Yes,
that person is a part of you somewhere in there, and you are
totally.
just using this like alter ego as a mechanism to draw them out.
Yes. So maybe that alter ego could help say your truth, be more loud about you to
Mm,
others because they're always like cheering you on.
mm, so good.
This is a tall order, actually, Karen. I'm nervous about like, what am I going to name my alter ego? How do I like, yeah, what is her personality? I don't know. I don't know. I don't have to get back to you.
Man, I feel like this is a web series I would watch. Katie, let's get on this. Let's
Yes, seriously. This totally is. And also like the life and times of our, amazing people that are inside of us. Like,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah, my friend who has the Nikki alter ego, she like truly could have a web series just about what Nikki has her do. I mean, it's pretty incredible. Yeah. And she is better for it. Like she's happier for it. Yeah.
So genius. Oh my God.
Right? Wow. Okay, well, on that note, I feel like this has been a super rich combo that
Great.
friends, if you haven't gone on our YouTube, please go and watch this one so that you can see Karen's not so
Oh,
green screen. Because
oh no. I can't put this one on YouTube.
oh no.
Oh my,
No.
I mean,
Okay, well maybe not this one, but the next one. We'll have
I
better.
know, I mean,
I think
maybe
it's
I'll
great.
take a screen grab. I feel like this is a suitcase. My mother would kill me.
No. It's okay. There's a really nice quilt. Very colorful, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's very
It really
beautiful.
is.
It is. Okay,
Antique.
well, antiques, yes. TV. Okay, well, thanks, friends, for listening. And we hope that you are able to find strength inside of yourself to get loud in the coming week. And we'll see you next week.